Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina. As you look at the skyline here in the city, tonight's matchups between the Indianapolis Ramblers as they visit the Carolina Skyhawks. Both teams are coming off losses last week. Indianapolis 4 games down. I 4 games losing streak, and Carolina's on a 3-game losing streak. Today, someone will start a new winning streak. And I am your broadcaster for tonight, Damon Seaman, and alongside me is my good partner, Stephen Hacker. Stephen, how you doing? And please give us an update as far as how you think this game's going to play.
Well, Damon, happy to be in the booth with you for the first matchup between these two teams in their history. And it couldn't come at a better time. You know, these teams are the SFL season is getting close to wrapping up with 2 more games for these teams, and these matchups are always important. You always get a chance to look at what you can build upon and grow upon. Carolina coming in at 4-6, Indianapolis is 2-8. So both teams not really in a position to go for the playoffs, but every chance to kind of show what they have and things to build upon for next season. Still a few more weeks of progression left for these teams, so plenty left in the books for them to get into next season's push. So I think looking at the matchup, Carolina has a really good defense, quietly having a really, really solid top 10 defense this year. And Indianapolis likes to run through Brad Jones. And Carolina, fortunately, has a really good run defense. They got really good linebackers. And so I think it's going to be a tough matchup for Indianapolis to come in here to Raleigh and try to get a win against these Skyhawks.
Yeah, but before we get things kicked off, we have Rochelle Colston and Zach Holdoff doing stats for us. Thank you guys in the truck for your dedication and contributions to tonight's matchup. And here is the kicker here for Carolina, Whistle Jones, and it's off at the goal line. It's going to be returned here for Indianapolis. Out to the 20-yard line, a spin move there, tackling and brought down at the 24, and this is where the Ramblers, will start the game. Starting offense here for the Ramblers. Quarterback, Colin Pierce. Halfback, Brad Jones. Receivers are Ed Williams, Jay Viper, Ryan Roosevelt, and Jeff Banfield. Tight ends are Randy Pierce and Gibson Baker. We'll get to the left tackle here in just a minute. They come out in the 3 wide receiver set here, Hacker. 5-step drop here by Pierce. Pierce got a dart right across the middle of the field. Oh, look at the spin move there to pick up the first down and more. It looks like a total of 15 on the game there.
Yeah, nice throw by Pierce to come out of the gates, firing on all cylinders, finds his open receiver down the field. And that's a good start for Indianapolis, not relying on their running back early, a little bit of change of pace there. Jay Viper gets the game going.
At their very own 41-yard line now. 2-step drive, out route towards the top of the field. That is going to be a completion, picks up 6 yards.
And I think Indianapolis, clear game script early in this game, trying to get Jay Viper going. That's back-to-back receptions, back-to-back targets for this wide receiver.
Defense here for Carolina Skyhawks. We'll get it in just a minute. All right, Hacker, after you give your description of the ending of the play, you can go through the defense for us. There's a 5-step drive. I'm going to go with the screen here to Jones, and Jones is going to be hit in the backfield.
Met in the backfield by the outside linebacker. That looked to be number 59, Clint Hendershot. I'm sorry, that's the inside linebacker, Clint Hendershot. On the defensive line for the Skyhawks, number 52, defensive end Ryan Ray, Christopher Cologne. Defensive tackles are Bobo Caudill, Phil Hall. Linebackers Clint Hendershot, Danny Stinson, Shervon Prasad. The corners Tristan Hatley, Skippy Curtis, and Davidson Joseph.
Here is Pierce underneath the center. They come on 4 wide receivers set here with Jones in the backfield by himself. Got a slant right across the middle of that pass. Is caught and complete. It's the wide receiver, Ryan Roosevelt.
Roosevelt got the ball jarred loose there at the last second by one of the safeties, number 33, Monte Wyatt. Comes in there and gets the ball loose. The other 2 safeties there for the Skyhawks, number 43, Kane Vasquez, and number 47, Lincoln Keynes.
Oh, wow. They confused me on that. I thought he caught the pass. I didn't see the drop.
There was a lot of congestion there and thrown into a tight window. But, yeah, Monte Wyatt came in there with a nice hit there at the last second. Jarred it loose.
And it's going to be a fair catch here for Carolina. That is great defense for Carolina. As you stated earlier in the opening statement, that Carolina defense is in the top 10, top 5, or should we say, with points allowed per game, rushing touchdowns allowed, passing yards allowed. This defense is pretty stout. They have some close losses this season, and that has been the Achilles heels for Carolina throughout the past few seasons. They've been losing a lot of close games.
Yeah, very, very tough, very competitive team. Just sometimes just seem to be on the wrong side of the coin, you know?
Mhm. And there's a screen here to the halfback, and he's going to go nowhere. Start right at the 21-yard line. And that was the Pseudo Nakai. Offense here for Carolina. Quarterback Matt South. Halfback Pseudo Nakai. Fullback Horace Hatario Hanzo. Wide receivers are Sam Avelis, Tony Zoma, and Harish Prasad. Tight end Vince DeSantis, and left guard is Rylan Cardell. And there is a big pass right across the middle of the field. Looks like to the tight end, Vince DeSantis.
Yeah, Kanye Rockefeller came down, tried to jump the route, overplayed it, and Vince DeSantis was the beneficiary of a nice wide open reception there. Big yardage gained by the Skyhawks.
Yeah, that was like a 17-yard pickup there for the tight end. Matt South underneath the center, come out in the pair slot. Defense is shifting to the left. Here's a snap. Little pressure there on South, and he's going to get a reception, picked up 3 yards.
Yeah, good job by South there. I think he felt the pressure coming from the backside, stepped to his right, and quickly and wisely got the ball out to his veteran receiver, Harish Prasad.
Yeah, great there to actually, as you say, he felt the pressure, get out of the way, find your next read, and make a completion. They come out in the same formation here, Hacker. Maybe they saw something that we didn't see that they can take advantage of here.
Yeah, make a swing to the top of the screen. Yes, sir.
There it is. There's Pseudo Nakai. Pseudo with the spin move, and he's going to pick up 4.
And I think Pseudo Nakai is one of those backs. You look at his measurables. He's 5'7", 195 pounds, but small frame but huge effort out of this running back.
We'll get to the Ramblers defense here in the next play. Excuse me. 3rd and 3. Carolina needs this first down. And they come out in a weak pro formation. There's a handoff here to Pseudo Nakai. Got great block. Juke move. Don't think he should have done it. Maybe would have picked up the first down there. But he's tackled and blown up by the strong safety, Bryant James of the Ramblers.
Yeah, number 1 overall pick in this season's rookie draft. And just a huge play there. Bryant James comes up into the box and fills that gap, stops him for a no gain.
And they do bring out the offense here. They come out in the split jokers. Well, not jokers. Maybe this is split jacks. There's going to be a false start there. And they're not going to pick up the first down, but it's going to be guaranteed first down here after the penalty. Handoff here to Hanzo.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You got to be disciplined there on defense in those kinds of situations. You can't give a free first down to the other team. And you showed up, you stopped them on the play. So if you just been disciplined in the trenches, you would have had the ball there.
Yeah, defensive ends here for the Ramblers defense. Rocco Rossi, Chris Joseph, defensive tackles, Corey Dobbins, and Derek Ginko. Linebackers are Adam Wiseman, Chris Britton III, Chad McDivitt, and corners are Blake Prime, Dominic Matz, Ernest McCray Sr. We'll get to the safeties here in just a minute. There's little Hanzo, Pseudo Nakai in the flats. He's blowed up. As soon as he caught it, and that is by Prime.
Yeah, and in Carolina, they like to use the running back in that way. They like to put their running back out on the sidelines, use that speed on the outside. So get used to these swing passes and outside runs for the Skyhawk.
2nd and 10 here for Carolina. Hand off here to Pseudo Nakai right up the middle, and he goes nowhere. Tackled and brought down by 45, and that is Chris Britton III. Safety, Sam Anderson, Kanye Rockefeller are both free safeties, and Brian James is the starting strong safety, and Larry Barr is the kicker here for the Ramblers. There was a loss of 1 on the play, Stephen. Third and 10. Another encroachment play there. Deflected or almost intercepted, but it's going to be replay of down here, and an additional 5 yards added on.
Yep, a lot of laundry on the field early in this ball game. These teams need to clean it up a little bit here. The penalty though keeps Matt South's streak. He's perfect 5 for 5 in the ball game to this point. So incomplete pass there, but the penalty flag is going to wash that away.
Yeah, great pickup there, Hacker. Didn't notice that one myself, but that's a great pickup. 3rd and 5 here now for Carolina. They at Indianapolis 42-yard line. Look at Harish Prasad there. Here's South, 5-step drive, right across the middle of the field. That pass is broken up. Oh, he took a shot by Kanye Rockefeller.
Yeah, and I like the concept there. You try to mix up the safeties and free up Prasad underneath with that skinny post, but Indianapolis in great position and in good coverage, able to get time the pass perfectly and knock it away from Prasad.
Indianapolis is going to receive the ball here after this punt. Well, on this punt attempt. And let's talk about Indianapolis offense. As you stated earlier that they love to run the ball through the halfback, Brad Jones. Do you think we can see more of Brad Jones? Last game versus the Charleston Predators, he had a total of 23 carries for 84 yards. I don't think that's going to get it done. But he also had 15 receptions for 73 yards through the air. No touchdowns. He did have a rushing touchdown, but a long of 28 in the reception and a long of 28 on the ground.
Well, he's definitely going to have to improve those rushing, yards per carry. But I definitely expect to see, about 10 targets, 10 receptions tonight for Brad Jones.
There's Colin Pierce there. He finds his number 2 tight end, Gibson Rickenbacker, on the reception, coming right across the middle.
Rickenbacker is he was a rookie tight end for this squad, a 6'5", 280-pound tight end out there for the Ramblers.
That's a big dude. I think I wouldn't stand next to him. He may overshadow me. There's a handoff here to Jones. Jones looked like he was going to try a spin move there, but he do pick up a few yards there. 3rd and 2 now.
And first thing I noticed there in the trenches was Carolina bull rushed Indianapolis, and it was successful. But those defensive tackles put themselves out of the play, and it allowed Brad Jones a couple extra yards on that.
Yeah. Here comes the eye low, the eye jacks here. Here's Brad Jones, stood up right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to say nothing doing. He's going to go nowhere.
Yeah, and that time the bull rush worked. Phil Hall was able to escape his blocking assignment, but did not fall down with the lineman. Was able to get into the backfield and make a play, stop that drive.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Phil Hall did exactly what he was supposed to do there. Fill the gap and not allow the running back to get anything going, coming right up the middle of the field. And it's going to be a 3-and-out here for Indianapolis, and Carolina is going to get pretty good field position here right at their 43-yard line.
Favorable. This is really good field position for Carolina. Starting out, 7 yards from midfield. It's great starting field position.
And as you and I was talking right before the game started, that it has been Carolina's offense that has basically been their Achilles heel and not their defense. The defense has been pretty stout all season long. The offense has just been struggling putting points on the board, averaging right at 20. Last season, 27. That's 7 points down from the season ago.
Yeah, and I think when I look at their rushing performance for the season, Pseudo Nakai, 27th in carries. I mean, he's just not getting a lot of love. Now you look at Hattori Hanzo, and it's a pretty even split between the running back and fullback, but I think that's where probably a lot of their troubles are starting. You look at their touchdown to interception ratio. Matt South's thrown 28 interceptions this season, only 13 touchdowns. So you got to clean that up. If you're going to lose the turnover battle, it's tough every week to come away with the win.
There goes a 90-yard slants there, and it's to Wallace, and he picks up 14 yards on that reception.
And that's a little bit more what you want to see, kind of some safe plays, but all slants has a tendency, it can be your best friend or your worst enemy. But here early in this game, it seems like it's working out pretty well for them. We'll see if Indianapolis can adjust to those slants and maybe get some coverage underneath.
Come out in a weak pro formation here. A good handoff here to Pseudo Nakai, and Pseudo picks up 1 yard.
get contained there on the edge. Ernest McCrae Sr. came up to help Rocco Rossi out on that stop. Minimal gain there from the Skyhawks.
2nd and 9 here for the Skyhawks at the Ramblers 40. 2 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the first quarter. They come out in a power formation here now. Hand off here to Pseudo Nakai, and Nakai going to lose 2 yards there.
Yeah, and Kanye Rockefeller cheated up in the box there, came down, played just at the top of the box, and created that extra pressure. They went with single high safety and committed to the run. And a good job by Kanye to get in the backfield and make a nice play.
As you stated, Kanye Rockefeller is cheated up. I mean, Rockefeller's a 14-year veteran. This guy's basically seen it all, so he knows when to cheat up and when not to. Here is Matt South, throws it in quadruple coverage, almost caught by the tight end, but it was bounced out of his hands, and Carolina's going to have to punt it right back to the Ramblers.
And very, very, very lucky that wasn't taken away. 2 Ramblers had a shot at that ball, but probably would have preferred to see it just batted away instead of in the direction of Vince DeSantis, who, if he was able to corral that one, had a free shot at the end zone. But Carolina, unfortunately, brings out their punter to try to get this one away. Had great field position there, but only able to get about 20 yards out of that drive.
They're going to cough in the corner here, and they can pretty much pin Indianapolis deep right at the 11.
Nice punt. That's right where you want to put that. Malone Brown, the 5'10 rookie, comes in, puts his team in a good position, right? Gives his defense a fighting chance here. Got Indianapolis in back really deep here, DeMar.
Yep, and the defense for Carolina has been playing pretty good. Forced 2 3 and outs here for the Ramblers so far in the first quarter here. And then the 4-2 Nichols, the defense steps up, down goes Pierce. And on that sack is Bobo Caldwell.
Yeah, 6'7", 330 pounds there in the middle, and just dominating his point of attack. Bye number 64, and hello Colin Pierce. Put a sack on the books for Caudill.
Yeah, Caudill. I said Caldwell. Not sure why I said Caldwell. 4-2 nickel defense again here for Carolina. Brings a little bit more pressure, and that pass is going to be intercepted by the Skyhawks.
Monte Wyatt was the beneficiary. Colin Pierce looked incredibly uncomfortable in the pocket there. I think the initial pressure from Caudill had Pierce second-guessing himself. He was moving around the pocket and just trying to find something for Ryan Roosevelt, but Monte Wyatt right there in the path steps in front of it and takes it away.
Yeah, Wyatt did exactly what a free safety is supposed to do. Watch the quarterback eyes, keep an eye on everything that's in front of you, and jump anything that comes your way, and that's exactly what he did. Pair slot here once again. 4-3 is the defense. South calling the signal, takes a 3-step drive, dumps it off to Pseudo Nakai in the flats. He picks up 3 yards.
And they need to build upon that. That's a decent first down play. You get your running back going there on the outside. Sometimes that's 3 yards. Sometimes that's 7. So that's a good building block play for your offense. But Carolina really needs to do something here on second down, make it a more manageable third down, or even pick up the first down right here. But Carolina really needs to start stacking these plays together.
I absolutely agree with you. Probably going to go for the same play here. There's Pseudo Nakai again. He's only going to pick up 3 more.
Yeah, so you had that 3-yard play. You would have liked to see maybe a 5-yard gain there, and unfortunately, Pseudo only able to get the 3 yards out there. Great tackling in the open field from the defensive backfield of the Ramblers. That's a tough matchup there, and when your corner is able to come up and your defensive backs are able to come up and make those plays in the open field, that's always a good sign for your defense.
Come out here with a bunch formation to the right of South. There's an out route, and that pass is going to be caught and complete, and that is to wide receiver Avelis.
Yeah, and good job by Sam. Really kind of got caught up in the mix there, but then made himself available to his quarterback. And a great job by South to recognize, where his receiver was, and Avalos made some nice yards after catch as well.
1st and 10 here for Carolina at the Indianapolis 5-yard line, and that's going to do it for the first quarter.
Already? Wow.
You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on the SFL Twitch network.
That was an extremely fast first quarter there, Damon. I was just getting settled into my seat here.
Switch the field here. Carolina dumps it off to Pseudo Nakai, and Nakai is tackled behind the line of scrimmage, going to lose 2 yards.
Blake Prime comes over from Fort Worth, gets the opportunity to be the CB1 here for the Indianapolis Ramblers, and comes up, makes a nice open field tackle, gets the Pseudo Nakai in the backfield. Great play.
Yeah, Houston was in hot pursuit of Prime as well. Had a nice conversation with the gentleman and thought it was going to go Houston's way, but he decided to sign with the Ramblers.
Prime time, he's a good dude, good defensive back.
Really good dude, really good dude. Had a nice, like I said, I had a nice conversation with the guy. Lasted probably about 45 minutes to an hour or so, you know. The funny thing is he hit me up. He's like, hey, you had any plans of removing my animations? I was like, not at the moment. He's like, okay, all I need to know.
Hey, you look good, you play good. You play good, they pay good, right?
Absolutely. Here is Matt South going through progressions, get a little pressure, going across the middle of the field. Pass is caught and touchdown. Luigi.
That was a big boy throw from Matt South there. Pressure coming all around, able to move to the side and step up and deliver a dart right on the money.
Take a look at it here. He stands in the pocket tall and strong, steps up in. I thought it was going to be deflected or so, or probably even dangerous to throw across the middle like that. There was 3 players for the Ramblers in the vicinity. That could either been picked or pass deflected. And Carolina strikes first. There's a snap. The extra point is good by Jones.
That was a nice drive, and it was a short drive for Carolina. Only needed to go 23 yards, but 6 plays to do it. And Carolina takes advantage, and a fast-moving first quarter, but sets up Carolina for a quick scoring drive in the second quarter, and they take command of this ball game here at home.
And here is the Ramblers on the return. This is Kanye Rockefeller, who's a very dangerous return man, out to the 25-yard line.
Only 3 yards on the ground for Brad Jones up to this point, Demond. 1 reception for -3 yards. So Carolina doing a great job containing the biggest weapon on the Ramblers offense to this point.
Yeah, they have. They've been maintaining him pretty well here. They come out in a power formation here. It looks like press man up at the top. They're going to bump the receiver, dump it off here to Jones in the flat, and Jones is tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss. And on the tackle is a strong safety, Lincoln Kingsby.
Continuing to apply the pressure to Brad Jones. Brad Jones really struggling to get going in this game. Indianapolis is trying to get him involved, but I think Carolina is prepared for these swings and runs to Brad Jones. They definitely did their homework to this point.
One thing I'm noticing about Carolina, it looks like they're running the nickel as their base defense here today.
Getting speed out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's a nice pass across the middle of the field, but it's blown up.
Wyatt again in coverage, but a better throw by Pierce and a nice solid reception by Jay Viper. Really the most solid target for the Ramblers in this game. The only one with more than 1 reception to this point.
Shotgun formation here. 3 wide receivers set. Jeff Banfield down to the bottom of the field. Double route to the top. Throws it off here to Jones. As Jones is hit behind the line of scrimmage, going to lose a yard there.
And just the Skyhawks continuing to flock to the ball and make big plays. And Sharon Prasad, I believe, got the tackle there. Yes, he did. That's tackle number 900 in the great career of Sharon Prasad. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Prasad. Here is Matty Wiseman to punt it back to Carolina, and they're going to have pretty decent field position starting right at their 41-yard line.
Really struggling on the ground, the Skyhawks are, but, Matt South picking up the slack to this point. 12 of 15, has, 65 yards through the air and has that passing touchdown as well. Pseudo Nakai, 4 attempts, but only 1 yard. So Carolina, I think, would be wise to maybe try to give Pseudo a couple more carries here, Demond.
I would most definitely go to Pseudo's. They dump it off to him in the flat there, and Pseudo's going to pick up 8 yards on that reception. They're down to the 49-yard line of Carolina.
Pseudo's 8th reception here in this ball game. 8 receptions in the first half for this receiver. So maybe not electing to use Pseudo so much as a ground and pound back in this one. Maybe looking to get him more involved on the outside. And those swing passes, again, you can get 3 to 5 yards every time if you play it right. And Pseudo is one of those dangerous backs.
There's a handoff hit to Pseudo in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards.
Good job on the contain. Ernest McCray, again, making a play in the backfield. These Rambler defensive backs not afraid to step up there at the line of scrimmage and make a big play.
Yeah, they basically has held the Carolina's run game in check of Pseudo Nakai, negative 2 yards on 5 attempts, averaging 0.4 yards per carry now. There's Matt South, got a reception for a first down. And it's Sam once again.
Yeah, and I really like Avila. I really like that concept. They ran that same kind of play design on the other side of the field for Prasad, and they do the same thing here. You see DeSantis cutting towards that corner, and then they're just trying to create confusion by crossing those receivers. And Avilas was able to get open on that one and make a big play for the Skyhawks.
12-yard pickup there on that play. Basically, Carolina tried to run it. Looks like a flood concept there. Flood one side of the field, get mixing routes all in one, different directions there to try to confuse the defense. Here's South on a 5-step drop, dump it across the middle. He hits the offensive lineman right in the back, and they're going to say illegal touch of a player, or they may say the offensive man downfield.
Yeah, and that's so unfortunate. There in the middle of the field, there was just all that congestion, and crossing receiver comes across, and unfortunately South hits a lineman in the back, and yeah, that's an immediate penalty flag, and move the Skyhawks back a couple of yards. Their own worst enemy. Their offense, kind of can't get out of their way. I mean, it's little things like that. If your offense is struggling, you can't have things like that happening. I mean, you got a great opportunity to get your offense on track. You can't come out and, commit careless penalties.
Looks like 5-yard penalty on the play there. Here's Matt South going through progression. Deep down the middle of the field. That pass is deflected away by Bryan.
Yeah, DeSantis was the intended target. A nice tight end target weapon for this offense, but they had Kanye Rockefeller and Blake Prine in coverage, well defended by the Ramblers.
Outstanding play there by Prine, not allowing DeSantis to come away with that reception, because if Prine doesn't make that deflection, DeSantis is probably walking into the end zone. Here is Matt South, 2nd and 15. Going across the middle of the field, that pass is caught, and it's to Tony Zoma.
Oh, and Zoma's first reception of the ball game comes at a nice time, picks up about 8-9 yards on that one, and helps get you that much closer to the first down marker, but get your name on the board and get your offense some rhythm.
Down to the 32-yard line, 15-yard pickup. It was 2nd and 15 on the play, but they're going to call them 1 yard short of it. Here's a handoff here to Pseudo Nakai. Kai picks up the first down. Jukes move, hit forward for a few more yards. They're down to the 26-yard line now of Indianapolis. And Pseudo Kai is that was his biggest run of the day there, total of 6 yards on the ground.
That's the longest rushing gain of the game for either team, Demond. I mean, both teams really struggling here early in this game to get anything going on the ground.
Come out in the power slot play formation here again. Out route to the top of the field. 50Z out was the play, and that's going to be a reception. Picks up 5 yards down to the 21.
And that's just a veteran. That's a veteran route. You line up Prasad inside there, and you just get him on a quick out, and that's just a timing thing. Matt South and
Mhm.
Prasad in perfect sync there. Just Prasad just didn't have quite enough room there on the sideline to get upfield and get anything more than the 5.
Out in the split jacks formation here. See if they go to the fullback, and they do. Hanzo, first down to the 15. 6-yard gain.
That was a bumbling run. I mean, and Hanzo's a big boy out there, and that was number 20. That was Blake Prine, the corner, stepped up and made a big stop there in the middle.
Normally, you don't see a corner run up to tackle a fullback.
Let alone put the fullback on his back like that. I mean, that was a big hit.
1st and 10 here for Carolina. The Ramblers are up against the ropes. 5-step drop, throws the screen to Pseudo Nakai. He tried to spin move. The lineman missed the block out there.
Yeah, sometimes I like to say that's Pseudo Nakai's one man to beat. You got the 11 on 11, and if you got the screen and you can let that play develop, if Pseudo can beat that one guy, that lineman can go down to the next level and pick up the next player downfield. And unfortunately, Pseudo couldn't quite get free.
There's a handoff here to Nakai, and Nakai is tackled in the backfield. 3rd and 9.
Tough situation here. Carolina again looking like they're stalling out on this drive. You're in good field position here, and you had good momentum up to this point, but you're kind of struggling to get near the end zone. You got a chance to get a first down here. It'd be interesting to see how Carolina plays this 3rd and 9. If they go for the end zone or if they go for the first down.
Negative 2 yards there on the run by Nakai. 3rd and 9 at Indianapolis 14. Trips to the left of the QB, goes to the corner. That pass is incomplete. Man, what a dive.
That was great route running by Avalos. I mean, just barely missed the mark. Matt South and Sam Avalos did. There would have been a phenomenal play. Double move on that post corner. So they went for broke. They went for the end zone there on that 3rd and 9. Going to have to settle for the field goal here.
Yeah, Whistle Jones comes out here to kick the field goal. They letting the clock run all the way down.
Sweet time and letting that one, making sure the breeze was just right for Whistle Jones.
Whistle Jones continues his field goal streak of 100% here on the season. That kick there makes it 14 for 14, as he's 22nd in the SFL in field goals made in attempts.
13-play drive for the Skyhawk. 4-minute drive. I mean, that was a great, again, a great display of time control, of ball control. And, it would have been nice to see Carolina get 6 points out of that, but they were able to salvage the drive. Oh, man, Damon.
Oh, there's a fumble on the play, and Carolina picks it up.
Very uncharacteristic of number 48 out there. You don't see that from Kanye on an opportunity when he has the ball in his hands. He puts it on the ground. Don't see that very often.
Wow. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And I was just about to give Indianapolis credit for their defense for holding Carolina and not allowing them to score a touchdown on their last possession there. Here's an out route here to Prasad. Prasad picks up the first down to the 3-yard line.
Again, going to that out route with Prasad, lining him up on the inside. And I think they felt like they could exploit something there in this matchup, and it's working like a charm for Carolina in this game.
Also, I missed this ad read. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by DAG's DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Carolina is knocking on the door. Handoff here to the big fullback, and he gets into the end zone, crosses Hollywood Boulevard as Hanzo the fullback.
Yeah, and Hanzo is such a big fullback, 6 foot, 245 pounds, just a little bulldozer. And a thunder and lightning attack from the Skyhawks, and they go with the thunder and bring in 6 points and extend their lead. 16 unanswered points, 17 pending the extra point, and Carolina looking like they're in the driver's seat in this game.
Yeah. And Jones going to come out here for the extra point attempt, but they're up 16-0. Could make it 17 here. Other SFL action. Minnesota is up 17-10 over the Charleston Predators.
Minnesota's had a really nice inaugural season to open their campaign. They've looked really strong. Kind of flew under the radar, but I've really been impressed with some of their ball games. They've had some wins against some really tough competition. They're in the mix of the wild card playoff hunt. That they've been a really solid team. I've been really impressed with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. They started off really hot. What was it? 3-game win streak. Then had a little skid of a few games lost, and then they started to get right back into the swing of things, and they're in that playoff hunt mix.
48 does a good job that time. Mon holds on to the ball.
Yes.
You could say that's Kanye gave them 7 points on that last drive, so he's got to be feeling a little pressure here. Maybe wants to make something happen on the special teams as this game progresses. Maybe try to make up for that fumble.
You're right. I agree. And here comes the eye loads here for Indianapolis. Gonna go with the screen to Jones. Jones makes one man miss, but man, 70 on the offensive line. He tried to put on a block there, and he got pancaked.
Yeah, and again, Carolina just showing up defensively here. Not going to be bullied around. As a matter of fact, they're going to be the bullies, and they're going to come up and punch you in the mouth and see how much punishment you can take. Because they're relentless in their approach.
Jacquet Lapinkaku. There's a pass. Oh, nice pass deflection by Hendershot.
And that's the type of play that you expect out of a 12-season veteran. A guy just knows where to be on the field, a 3-time All-Star, and just displaying wise. He's Superman, lays out to deflect that pass away.
I was just about to say a veteran move there, as you mentioned. He is a veteran here in the SFL. Nickel defense here for Carolina. Colin Pierce underneath the center, and the crowd is loud. I can barely hear myself think. Here's Brad Jones. Jones picks up the first down, probably his best play of the game.
Yeah, and Indianapolis needs to be able to put something together here, and their offense does. It flows through Brad Jones. So when Brad Jones is fighting for those yards, it shows that Indianapolis has a chance to keep these drives going and keeps themselves in the game, because he's an explosive player. He's an explosive back in the SFL, and he can get you there, and 17 points isn't insurmountable. So I would keep going with Jones.
Go to Jones again here in the flats. Jones can follow his blockers. Great run there. Picks up the first down. Indianapolis is starting to move downfield.
You can feel the energy in the Ramblers, side of the field, that they're really believing in what they're doing here. I think, Jones says, "Don't worry, guys. Keep calm. Put the ball in my hands, and I'll make great things happen."
Indianapolis is at their very own 46. 10-yard pickup there by Jones on the previous play. 1st and 10. It's Colin Pierce in the shotgun formation here. Dumps it off right across the middle of the field. He goes backwards. Going to give him a yard to gain there. On the reception was wide receiver Ed Williams.
Yeah, and as a receiver, both of us, Damon, as receivers, it's hard to say, oh, just go down on reception, don't fight for those extra yards, but as a receiver, you get the ball in your hands, and the moment's on, you feel the spotlight on you, and you want to make something happen. And that time, Ed Williams loses a couple of yards, could have had about 4 on that one, but instead only gets the 1.
Ed Williams, a rookie. That was a rookie move, as some veterans would say. 2nd and 9 here for Colin Pierce. There's a 3-step drop. Steps up. That pass is deflected away.
These linebackers for the Skyhawks, this time it's Danny Stinson. comes in and gets a pass deflection, and the Skyhawks doing a really good job, in their front seven, in coverage and applying pressure on the quarterback.
Danny Stinson with the pass deflection. Twist by the D lineman. That pass is almost intercepted. And who got his paws on it was Tristan Hatley. Hatley has been around for 8 seasons with the Carolina Skyhawks. And he's been around longer than that as well here in the SFL. And I want to say he's 9 seasons.
9 seasons, and that'll be his 8th pass deflection this season alone. Very, very solid defensive back for the Skyhawks. All time, that would be Tristan's 76th pass deflection. He's currently 36th all time in SFL history in pass deflection.
The defense of Carolina comes up pretty big there to stop the Ramblers. That they did pick up 2 first downs on that possession. And Carolina's going to receive the ball here with 1 minute and 44 seconds left on the clock and see if they can march downfield, put some points on the board themselves.
Yeah, Carolina, I think, would really like to go into the half with at least 3 more points on the board. But I think if you're Indianapolis, you have to stay disciplined here. You can't overcommit one way or the other. I think you just let the plays develop in front of you. But you don't want to overcommit and give up a big play behind you. I think if you're Indianapolis, you got to stay honest here.
I agree with you. Here's Pseudo Nakai. Nakai with the juke move. There's a penalty on the play. Could be a holding or either a legal hands to the face. Let's see what R62 say it is. Oh, clipping. I didn't think of that one.
And both, again, Damon, both these teams playing very, very undisciplined football up to this point. 4 penalty flags in the game so far, and we're only in the first half. So we'll see if these teams, when we break for half, if they can clean that up in the second half, because this first half's been pretty ugly. A lot of yellow laundry on the field.
You're right. It has been a lot of yellow flags all over the field there. And there's Matt South numbers on the day. Nice QBR, 121 through the air, one touchdown. Power I formation. Going to give it to Nakai. Nakai picks up a few yards there.
Yeah, and that was a tough run. There was a lot of collapsing going on around Nakai, but he was very patient and was able to squeeze out just enough yards. There was really nothing much there for him, but was able to get something out of nothing.
Yeah, picked up 5 yards there on the carry. 2nd and 15 here now. Here's another handoff hit to Nakai. Nakai's hit right at the line of scrimmage after picking up 1 yard.
Time looked like number 53. That's one of the linebackers in there for the Ramblers. That's Adam Wiseman, the middle linebacker, and stepped up, made a nice play there. Minimal gain for the Skyhawks. Wiseman's 607th career tackle.
That's Wiseman's 2nd tackle of the day.
608th career tackle.
Shotgun formation here for Matt South. Matt South goes to the corner post. He's got his guy, Harish Prasad, down to the 44-yard line of Carolina. And that's going to be a 25-yard pickup there for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, you can't let that happen if you're Blake Prine. You got to keep the play in front of you. And that time Prasad gets behind him, and Matt South delivers a strike, a perfectly thrown ball for the receiver. And the Skyhawks now, still with 2 timeouts, Damon, they can push into scoring territory.
Yeah, 41 seconds left on the game. As you stated, use their timeout, still have 2 in the back pocket. And let's see if they're going to throw this one here to Nakai in the flats, or will they go to the out route. And they do dump it off to Nakai. Nakai picks up, it's like 4 yards there. They're going to go no huddle here. Matt South, 2-step drop. Dumps off to Nakai. Nakai is hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Wonder if we're setting up a shot to the bottom of the screen here. The receivers on the bottom of the screen are running deep routes here, Damon.
Out route from the flat, and Sammy trucks a guy, picks up the first down to Indianapolis 37. for a 14-yard pickup.
And got out of bounds. And got out of
Absolutely.
bounds.
Yeah.
I wonder if Carolina is gonna go conservative here. They are in field goal range with only 8 seconds left. I wonder if they're just gonna settle for the points. I wouldn't blame them if they did.
Yeah, but if they do
They
so,
got
you're
a
looking at
51, 52 yarder.
52-yard field goal. Does Whistle Jones have the leg, or will his
He's got the leg. Look at him.
There's the snap. Low snap it is. Jones with the kick. Hits the crossbar.
I blame the snap. That was a
I,
low
bl-
snap and an awkward hold.
I blame the snap as well because it was kind of low, and the placeholder had to adjust, and that's going to end the streak for Jones for 13 for 14. Well, 14 for 15 on the season.
Indianapolis. I mean, that now, this is Colin Pierce Hail Mary range here, Demond.
Yep, sure is. At Indianapolis 44-yard line. Man-to-man bump coverage here from Carolina. Oh, and down goes Pierce. 1 second left on the clock. I couldn't see who made the sack.
That was a gross move. I mean, untouched, unblocked there on the edge, and just right through. Absolutely. I mean, that play was over so fast that they were able to call a timeout and still be able to run one more play. There was only 4 seconds on the clock. That's how quickly they were able to get in there and make that sack.
Yikes, dude, he got through that so fast. I want to say it was Phil Hall on the sack. Here's Pierce. Right across the middle of the field. Incomplete pass. Down goes the referee. And that's going to be the half. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on the SFL's Twitch network.
Carolina did a really good job in that half, Demond. They've had some offensive woes in this season, but their defense showed up here today, and their offense has paid off. They've done just enough on the offensive side of the ball to give themselves a comfortable lead, and they're really putting all the pressure on Indianapolis to show up in this game, which I think if you're Carolina, that's not a bad strategy. Fall back on your defense and make Indianapolis show up. And so far, I think the first half, you got to give execution to Carolina. Let's see how the second half will play out. Second half is going to play out.
I must say that I do agree with you. We will most definitely see how it's going to turn out here. Starting at the 25 is Carolina. Let's look at Kanye Rockefeller there. They come out in a F1 Jokers formation here. 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers here for the Ramblers. 5-step drop here by South. Dump it off here to Nakai in the flat. Nakai picks up a big block to pick up the first down. They're down to Carolina's 37.
Yeah, really had to work, to stretch that play out as long as they could. And, they needed to give enough time for Alfredo Fettuccini to get out there and get just enough of a block on Ernest McCray to give Pseudo Nakai that extra yard to get that first down. Great execution by the Skyhawk.
Yeah, 12-yard pickup on the play there by Nakai. He's such a little guy.
Yeah, little guy, little frame, but big heart, big effort from that running back.
Hand off into the Nakai, up to the top of the field, and he almost breaks that tackle there right at midfield. It's going to be a 13-yard pickup.
Yeah, and Ryland Caudill had a seal block. Hopefully we get a good shot of it here in the replay. But watch 75 if we get him in the frame. Boom, 92, picked up a great block. And that's really what let Pseudo get those 4 to 5 yards initially before the contact.
First and 10 right at midfield for Matt South and the Skyhawks. 10 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the quarter. Gonna go with the weak eye formation here. There's Pseudo Nakai, and he's gonna pick up 5.
Yeah, and more good blocking this time from Hattori Hanzo, initiating at the point of attack with the linebacker and then throwing him on the ground as Nakai goes by. So Carolina really coming out in this second half wanting to again, come out and punch Indianapolis in the mouth, show that they're the aggressor in this game, and so far so good in this second half.
4-3 defense here versus the swing pass here, and Nakai gets down to the 41, picks up a gain of 4.
This is a big opportunity for Indianapolis. Carolina's looked good to this point, but if Indianapolis can get this stop here and get the Carolina offense off the field, they've got an opportunity to stop the bleeding in this game.
Power I formation here. And off here to Pseudo Nakai. Kai picks up the first down.
Carolina's just continuing to win in the trenches. Starting the second half, they're coming out and they're putting a helmet on a helmet and winning the matchups. And Pseudo Nakai has just taken what the defense has given them, and to this point, it's been really good. They're now at the 35-yard line.
Yep, 6-yard pickup on the previous play there for Pseudo Nakai. Strong guy joke is here. Hand off to looks like the backup halfback. And that was Ash Ketchup.
And just shows you how well the work of the blocking is up front. You got to pull Pseudo out due to the amount of volume he's been getting, and you bring in Ketchup, and he gets 6 yards on first down. I mean, that's just a credit to the blocking up front.
Split pro gun formation here, goes deep cross middle of the field. It's Harish Prasad down to the 10-yard line, and that's going to be a 19-yard gain on the reception.
And you have to wonder if that's Indianapolis, cheating down, trying to slow down the run, and then they forget about Harish Prasad, the big playmaker, down the backside, and he's open on a post route.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line for Matt South. 197 yards on the day, 25 of 30 with a completion percentage of 83.3, 6.6 yards per average. Hand off here to the big fullback, Hanzo, right up the middle of the field, and he's going to pick up a total of 3 yards.
Pseudo's still on the sideline, but when you have a bulldozing back, the thunder and lightning for this offense, go ahead and let Hanzo get a couple of carries as well here inside the SFL red zone.
2nd and 7. They're going to go shotgun formation, gun straight here. And they're going to go 90-yard slants. That pass is intercepted by the Ramblers. Is it Kanye Rockefeller?
It was. Came down from that safety position and jumped the route. All slants was there. Again, best friend or worst enemy. This time with a shortened field, you got the end zone there as your 12th defender. Rockefeller feels comfortable cheating up and jumps the route and takes it away from the Skyhawk.
Yeah, Rockefeller, they're playing in that cover 3 concept there as a robber. And he basically jumped the route. The ball looked like it was intended for Harish Prasad, and he jumped it and he took it away. Gave life here to the Indianapolis Ramblers as they take over at their own 16-yard line. 5-step drop here by Pierce. Pierce got a guy right at the line. Picks up the first down. Ryan Roosevelt
getting his first reception, his 5 targets now, but finally able to haul one in there and in a tight spot, that deep comeback route, and Pierce was there. The timing was right, and Roosevelt gets a nice reception.
1st and 10 here for Indianapolis. 5-step drop here by Pierce. Pierce gets pressured. He's tackled and brought down. Looks like going to be incomplete pass. He was in pursuit of passing the ball before he was tackled.
Yeah, and they're going to say Viper was the intended target on that one, and I give a lot of credit to Pierce on that, to be able to get rid of that one, not take the sack, but also not give the defense a chance to kind of take it away. So smart play, lived to fight another down.
Yeah. Second and 10 here for Indianapolis. 4-2 nickel defense here by Carolina. 3-step drop. Roll that one there was a missile.
Carolina continuing to blanket Roosevelt in coverage. That was his 6th target, only 1 reception to this point, and that's a credit to Davidson Joseph and Monte Wyatt over there. Wyatt with an interception already in the ball game and almost was in position to make another play there.
Looks like they're going to go press man here again, Carolina. They've been running this defensive play here pretty often today. Dump it off here to Brad Jones. Jones breaks a tackle, tries a spin move attempt, but does not break the tackle of Kane Vasquez.
And that's not, in my opinion, that's not a bad play on 3rd and 10. Jones probably gives you your best opportunity to pick up the 10 yards on a per play basis. So I like that. Get it out there to your running back on a known good play for your offense and see if he can, make something happen. He did break the one tackle. There was just defenders in the area. So unfortunate, but I like the play design.
The SFL Weekly Fantasy Contest is officially up and running. Think you can draft the best team every week while staying under the salary cap? Or maybe you just want to enhance your SFL experience. Free to play, no season-long commitment, and a new contest opens on a weekly basis on Tuesday nights. Join now and show off your fantasy skills to the rest of the league. Contact Jack Wall, Stephen Hacker, or Hunter Norwood to join today. 1st and 10 for Carolina at the 37-yard line. Hand off here to the big fullback, and Hanzo picks up 1 yard.
Yeah, and a good job by the outside linebacker, Chris Britton III, stepping up, making a tackle. 3 tackles for loss in this game, 7 tackles as well. So big game from the linebacker.
Did I say Sudo Makai has 13 receptions?
That would be right. 13 receptions.
Oh, wow.
20 receptions between the 2 running backs.
Carolina goes deep. Oh my goodness. Prasad makes the tip drill catch down to the 26-yard line. And oh my goodness, I can't believe what I just saw. That dude just picked up 43 yards on that reception.
Yeah, and Kanye Rockefeller in position again to make a play, and just very uncharacteristic of that safety. You just typically see him come down with those kinds of plays. And then what kind of awareness for it to be bobbled twice? It was in the air, went over Prasad's head, bounced off the heads of the next defensive back, and Prasad somehow able to collect himself and come down with a reception. Great play.
Yeah, Blake Prine was right there with him, as you just mentioned. Got his hands on it as well. Couldn't come away with it. And Harish Prasad said, well, if you don't want it and you don't want it, I'll take it. There's a 2-yard pickup there by Harish on a little out route down to the bottom of the field.
And Carolina kind of sputtered out in a similar field position earlier in the ball game. We'll see if they have what it takes to push this one through.
2nd and 8 here at the Ramblers 24. Handoff here to Sudo Nakai. Nakai cuts it right back to the inside, picks up 1 yard.
And that's inside linebacker Adam Wiseman. Steady as she goes, comes up, makes a play, minimal gain, and that's what you expect from your inside linebacker. React to the run quickly and step up and make a big play.
Come out here in Trey open formation here. And there's a corner post to Harish Prasad. Is going to be deflected away by Blake Prine. Outstanding defensive play there by Prine.
Yeah, learned his lesson at the closing stages of the first half. Prine allowed Prasad behind him for a big play, and this time keeps the play in front of him, is in much better position to make a play on the ball, and this time knocks it away.
And it's going to be a 40-yard field goal attempt here for Whistle Jones. There's the snap, low snap, almost blocked, and Jones gets that to go through.
In Indianapolis, their defense doing really well. When when Carolina's getting into these scoring type situations, their defense is able to step up. Their offense is sputtering out. They really got to figure out a way to get going and get some points on the board if they want to put some pressure on Carolina, because Carolina right now is squarely in the driver's.
Yeah, absolutely. And then 20-point lead here for the Skyhawks going into the fourth quarter. Ramblers really got to get these going here. And here's Rockefeller. He does a spin move down to the 22-yard line. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams. All the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6, SFL mini helmets, and 97 sports promotions. See all the league's records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings, and the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Shotgun formation here, high snap here to Pierce. Pierce gets pressured, and down goes Pierce.
Yeah, and a delayed blitz there too from Carolina as the safety came down late, and the extra pressure late allowed Dean Giorno to get in there and make that play on Pierce.
Yeah, Giorno, a non-contract player, comes away with the sack. They're putting pressure right up the middle from that defensive tackle spot. I'm sorry, defensive end. Shotgun formation here for Pierce again. 2nd and 17. Pierce gets pressure, hit as he throws it, passes intercepted. And it's his second interception of the day. And it's strong free safety, Monte Wyatt.
Yeah, and Wyatt displaying excellent athleticism to be able to go up there, high point the ball, and take it away. And Carolina just looking super prepared in this game. Their defense is just dominating, putting on a clinic here today, and just absolutely coming up and slowing down Indianapolis in every possible way. They've completely neutralized Indianapolis's X factor in Brad Jones, and now they're just keying off on Colin Pierce.
At Indianapolis 24-yard line is the Skyhawks. Hand off here to Pseudo Nakai. Kai bounces his outer side, tries a spin move, picks up 1 yard before being brought down by Wiseman.
And that's a veteran play. Your inside linebacker comes over and makes a big play, stretches out the field, goes all the way over to the sideline, tracking Pseudo Nakai, and makes a nice stop there for only a 1 yard gain.
Pseudo Nakai up to a total of 32 yards on the ground now. Longest of 13 today. All right, hand off here to Pseudo Nakai. Got Dockers in front. He almost picks up the first down. Down to the 14.
Yeah, and the Indianapolis, the Ramblers have to be calling in another favor from the defense, saying, please hold them to 3 points here, get a stop, and just let's see Whistle Jones again. So we'll see if the Ramblers defense can answer the call.
There's a dump off here to Pseudo. Pseudo picks up the first down on the screen pass there. Down to the 10-yard line, 4-yard pickup.
Carolina, continuing to get their running back involved in the passing game. 14 receptions for Pseudo Nakai, just under 50 receiving yards, and Carolina just taking what the defense is giving them. Working their way down the field methodically.
Slot pair here. 3-step drop. Out route. That pass is deflected away. And that is Britton.
That's a good adjustment. That Carolina's ran that play a good 3 or 4 times in this ball game, and that time Britton, wise to the play, steps up from his linebacker spot and able to knock that one down.
Second and 10 here for Carolina. 3 wide receiver set. Single back doubles. Nickel is the defense. Right across the middle. That pass is incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Vince DeSantis.
Yeah, DeSantis is a nice target for the Skyhawks. An able weapon for them, and not surprising to see them go that direction, but unfortunately wasn't able to secure the target.
But I think DeSantis made himself a known target there because he was running down the field with his hands up. I'm not sure if you saw that. He had both hands up in the air as he was running down the field. Here's Matt South reading through progression, gets pressured, tackled and brought down. Rocco Rossi.
Yeah, and I blame it's probably a coverage sack. Matt South held on to the ball a little bit too long, in my opinion. Had plenty of time to get rid of the ball, but Again, Indianapolis, it had to be in good coverage. South couldn't find the open receiver, and Rossi just kept working and grinding away, and finally got to South and stops this Carolina drive.
Low snap again here for Carolina. Jones with the 36-yard field goal attempt and complete right down the middle.
Just extending the lead, still a goose egg on the Indianapolis side, and Carolina just willing to take the points. Keeping the pressure on. At this point, it's a pretty tough lead. Indianapolis is going to have to score 4 times to make a comeback.
The SFL network is coming to the ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL greatest games from the archive, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season on the Plus app on your Android or iPhone. The Amazon Fire, where SFL creators come together. First and 10 here for the Ramblers at their own 22-yard line. 53 seconds left here in the quarter. Third quarter, that is. Here's Brad Jones. Jones spin move, lose 3 yards on the play.
And just a group effort. It's not any one defensive player, maybe outside of Monte Wyatt, really making an impact. It's a collective effort from the Skyhawks team. And, I'm looking over at the total plays per team. That was Indianapolis. That was their 33rd play compared to Carolina with 68 offensive plays. So just absolute ball control right now from Carolina, and Indianapolis continuing to get anything going offensively.
It's Brad Jones there on the reception. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 22.
A tough 3rd and 10 for Indianapolis. 1 of 6 in this ball game on 3rd down for the Ramblers. So Colin Pierce really needs to play it smart here, find a good route, and deliver a strike if they want to stay on the field.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. You're watching Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on the SFL Twitch network. Put your 4, 12s, 86, and 68s in there. Come out in a single back quad set here. 4-1 dime defense is Carolina. And down goes Pierce again, and it's Hall.
And that's tough. That's a tough situation. Carolina can pin their ears back. They know what's going on. They know you're going to try to throw the ball here. And, Phil Hall just comes off the edge, makes a nice move inside rip, and gets up there to make that sack. Career, so he's already surpassed 70. That was the 2nd sack of the game. So 71 career sacks for Phil Hall. He's currently 12th all-time in the SFL.
Here's a punt attempt here for the Ramblers. And Carolina's going to start off with great field position right at midfield. Tomorrow, Next Level Sports coverage of the Simulation Football League continues at 8:45 p.m. when Atlanta welcomes Las Vegas, seeking revenge for last season's blowout loss. A pivotal game for both teams' playoff chances. For a channel guide and more info about NXT, visit nlse.com. There's a handoff here to Hanzo, the big fullback, and he picks up 1 yard there on the ground, right up the middle.
Wiseman up to the challenge there. Helmet to helmet, brings down the fullback in the trenches, and that's what you want. Wiseman just putting on a tackling clinic in this game there in the trenches.
And that's his 6th tackle of the game. Strong pro formation set here. Handoff here to Pseudo Nakai. Kai tries a spin move. Kanye Rockefeller just cleaned him up.
Yeah, again, he's had some very uncharacteristic plays, but that's the kind of stuff I'm used to seeing from Kanye. He's one of those safeties he's always in the right spot, always seems to make the right play, and came down there on second down, made a nice one, just a
Right.
couple lines away from the line of scrimmage.
You're absolutely right. Piggyback off of what you just stated there. He's always in the vicinity of the play. I mean, he just has a nose for the football. Here's Matt South. Pump fakes and gets pressured and brought down. I want to say there's Chris Joseph on the tackle, on the sack. It
Yeah,
is.
Chris Joseph, yeah, 92 there. And interesting decision there from South. Looked like he couldn't make up his mind whether he was trying to pump fake or get away from the defender. It's an interesting scramble there. But yeah, Joseph able to get an arm out and drag down South.
And this is going to force Malone Brown. That sack's going to force Malone Brown to come onto the field and punt the ball away back to the Ramblers. And he's going to receive it right in between the 20 there, down to the 16-yard line.
Good wrap up tackle too, because Kanye was trying to break loose and he had a
Yeah,
little bit of daylight there on the right sideline.
you sure was. You can see it here. APM Music. APM Music is unraveled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com.
Tried to get something going there on that screen, Damon, but just well played by Carolina. Not enough time to let the play develop. Only got a yard out of it.
And that's what I was going to say. This Carolina defense has basically held Brad Jones in check. Looks like he has 0 yards rushing on the day and 22 yards receiving for 9 receptions. He's just not having the performance that we're used to seeing this halfback have.
Yeah, the leading carrier in the SFL gets a lot of volume in this offense, and Carolina, again, just did their homework. They came into this game prepared to come up and hit number 44, and they've done a great job of it all night.
3rd and 7 here for Indianapolis. There's Pierce, got first down there. Another reception is Jay Viper.
And the most consistent receiver in this ball game for the Ramblers. Now with his 4th reception, and really the most consistent. I mean, Ryan Roosevelt has effectively been taken out of this game. Roosevelt up at the top of the screen, number 17, and Carolina's just done a really good job, limiting the playmakers for the Ramblers.
3-step drop here by Pierce. Pierce goes right across the middle of the field, finds Banfield.
That's Banfield's first reception of the ball game, getting involved with the offense now. Short or little underneath routes, and that's a confidence builder. I think sometimes whenever your quarterback's getting all the pressure applied, like what Carolina's doing, it's good to just run some confidence building plays. And 2nd and 6, if you can get a manageable gain here, you're in a third and short.
Another 3-step drop here by Colin Pierce. Got a man right across the middle of his Banfield again. What I've noticed, Stephen, is that this Indianapolis offense, it seems as if they're running something similar to like a West Coast style offense, because they're taking a lot of 3-step drops. You don't see a lot of 5 to 7-step drops here from Colin Pierce. Do you think that's could be the issue as far as this team not being able to move the ball downfield because they're not targeting downfield as much?
I don't think that the variability is there, and I think maybe not willing to take some of the deep shots has hurt them, just due to the fact that Carolina has been so prepared for what Indianapolis prefers to do, which is flow through their running back, and Brad Jones just hadn't had the greatest game, and that's unfortunate, but Colin Pierce has taken some shots, 10, 15 yards down the field, and Monte Wyatt has taken those opportunities away. They've taken some shots down the left side there with Ryan Roosevelt, and those have come up empty. So they do have some deep plays in their playbook. I just think that the variability, I think that they were too one-dimensional in terms of how they were trying to attack, and Carolina was able to capitalize.
There's a handoff here to Brad Jones, and Jones shoots out of a cannon to pick up that first down.
He is a playmaker. If you give him enough touches, he's going to make some things happen for you. And that's his 15th touch of the ball game, and so not near the volume of what he's used to. So still plenty of time in this ball game for Brad Jones to make something explosive happen.
Quads look here for the offense. Five-step drop here by Pierce. Pierce dump it off to Brad Jones, and Jones got open daylight. Picks up the first down after breaking a tackle down to Carolina's 36-yard line.
We've seen flashes of this from Indianapolis's offense in a couple of drives tonight where they kind of get Brad Jones open in some of those positions where he's comfortable, where he can make a play, and he's showing little flashes of it there. And we'll see if they can kind of stack some of those plays together. I would be interested to see if they can find, maybe Roosevelt or Banfield, who's been kind of hot lately, underneath to make these to give Jones a rest, but then to kind of use him as a change of pace on the next play.
There's a shot downfield. It's going to be intercepted here by the defense of Carolina.
Did you see the one hand?
Yes.
Statue of Liberty that.
I thought that Ryan Roosevelt was going to come down with that reception, and man, Davison Joseph just goes up with the one-hand Statue of Liberty grab, as you just mentioned there. And I was about to give kudos to Indianapolis because all of the entire first half, they had a total of 50 yards, and they was just about knocking on the door of eclipsing that with 47 yards on the previous drive.
And that was, I liked that. I like that they took the shot there. It's so unfortunate. I guess you could say that kind of sums up how this game has been going for Indianapolis. But that was a 50-50 shot. That's what you want when you call up that play.
Mm-hmm.
You had a good matchup. Your receiver was behind the defensive back, but Davidson Joseph just makes a highlight play and steals it away from you. But I like the aggressiveness there. I thought that's exactly what Indianapolis needs to do. Just Carolina capital.
Yeah, I agree. And that's a shot that I was looking for as well. As we had just mentioned and talked about it a few plays earlier before that play there. And there's a dump off here to Pseudo Nakai in the flats. And then Pseudo is not going to pick up the first down, but he's right there, 1 yard short of it, though.
Pseudo, now that was 30th touch of the ball game, 14 receptions, 16 carries, and all-purpose yards just hovering around the century mark, just about 9 yards away from 100 all-purpose yards in this ball game. Just continuing to carry the load for the offense.
Strong guy joke is here for Carolina. Hand off to Pseudo Nakai. Pseudo, they gave him the first down. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, generous spot. I mean, look how short his arms are. There's no way he could stretch his arm out that far to get the first down. I think that was a very generous spot.
See if Carolina, Indianapolis is going to challenge it.
I like the challenge. Yeah. Yeah, look at his arms. There's no way.
I wonder what Charles has to say about you calling his arms short.
Charles can DM me. Yeah, he's the little short arms. There's no way he made that. DM me, Charles. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like looked like he's right at the line. He doesn't crosses it.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
And Indianapolis is going to win the challenge. The call on the field is overturned.
Co-owner of the Skyhawks looking down in the chat says that might be short, and I don't know why he would talk about his running that way.
And Carolina does not bring the offense onto the field. They're going to go ahead and punt this back to the Ramblers. Or to Kanye Rockefeller, should we say. And here's Kanye. He's going to return it down to the 30-yard line. The SFL Minor League is about to begin. Games kick off on Friday, October the 14th on SFL YouTube, and it's not too late to create your player and get him or her involved in the next rookie class. Season 20's rookie draft takes place December 17th and 18th, so don't miss your chance. The sooner you create your player, the better your player would be on draft day. For more information, visit simulationfl.net. Two bump is the defense, and there's a guy with the reception right across the middle of the field, and that is 13, Ed Williams. Here's Colin Pierce right across the middle of the game. Looks like Williams again on that reception. No huddle here once again here for Colin Pierce and the Ramblers. Out route to the bottom of the field. That pass is going to be caught by Banfield. Picks up the first down, but guess what, Stephen Hacker? He steps out of bounds to stop the clock.
Yeah, and I think that helps you if you're going to do anything close to trying to mount a comeback. I mean, if you can score quickly, get an onside kick, you can maybe get to 14. But you're looking then at that point, getting hopefully another onside kick with maybe about a minute to go. But I think that was smart by Banfield to get out of bounds, preserve those 3 timeouts that you do have.
Current drive, 3 plays, 24 yards so far. Here for Colin Pierce. Dumps it off to Brad. No, it's not Brad Jones. It's the fullback. He tries to spin. Nowhere to go.
He does not get out of bounds.
Jared Lawless on the reception there. 2nd and 2. 2-step drop here by Pierce. There's an out route down to the bottom field. That pass is caught and complete. It's Jay Viper. Pierce gets pressured that time. Dumps it off to Lawless again. Picks up 1 yard on the reception there. 3 wide receivers set. 3-3 Nicholas the defense. Pierce sidearm throw. That pass is caught and complete by Jay Viper. Steps out of bounds. No, he doesn't step out of bounds. Clocks continue to run at 13 seconds here, right before the 2-minute warning. He's waiting for the defense to get set. You don't have to wait for the defense. It's incomplete. Intended for Jeff Banfield.
Yeah, and that was really, really interesting, Demond. As I was watching those sequence of events, I was trying to think to myself, would I prefer to use a timeout or would I let it go to the 2-minute warning? Because Indianapolis had just ran about 4 or 5 plays in rapid succession. They were tired. You saw there on that last play, Carolina won at the line of scrimmage. They won at the point of attack. And now it's a 4th and 5, and this is 4th and ball game for Indianapolis.
Takes a shot downfield. He got this man. Banfield with the touchdown reception. My goodness. What an outstanding play.
And the late hit to boot, I mean, that was fantastic. I mean, scoreboard aside, just look at the play. Jeff Banfield laying out for a Superman grab. And we've had 3 or 4 plays like that tonight in this game, Demond, and none bigger than that one going for a touchdown.
You're absolutely right. It's on the fade route here. And my goodness, he goes up and get it.
And 25 there, little upset that the receiver got behind him, displayed a little bit too much aggression as the diving touchdown grab for Banfield just got that man on SFL top 10 highlight.
Yeah, absolutely right there. I love to see receivers going that diving animation there, showing that they're putting their bodies on the line for the team. Here's Larry Barr with the extra point attempt. The kick is up, and it's good. So no shutout here.
Yeah, tough to come away with the shutout, and again, huge credit to Carolina's defense up to this point. Backups were in on that last one, but, again, you got to have a good solid game plan if you want to get the goose egg for the whole game. And Indianapolis took advantage of weak coverage on the outside, and Banfield made a phenomenal play there. I still think oh, no.
Oh, Ed Williams is hurt.
Ed Williams. And that's one of their starting wide receivers out there on the hand trying to help out Indianapolis get the ball.
This is an untouched injury here. He kind of slid on the ground.
Gotta feel like that's lower body. From the sliding motion, you gotta feel like that's something lower body, a hip or lower back or something. We'll see with that. With such little time in the game too, we wonder if the medical team is even going to have time to fully evaluate him, get him back out there. Or Indianapolis, of course, would have to get the ball back as well.
Right. Here's Carolina going shotgun right across, but it's intercepted by Wiseman. Adam Wiseman has come to play today, Stephen Hacker.
Yeah, and Carolina's got their second string offense out there. and they come out and then their backup quarterback feels a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. Apparently, feels like he's got a comfortable lead, so he's going to take a shot down the field. Jamison Klein comes in, throws an interception on his first passing attempt of the ball game, and yeah, Wiseman jumped the route, got right in front of it. So we'll see if maybe they can dial up something big like they just did, Demond.
1st and 10 here for the Ramblers at their own 39-yard line. 3-step drop. Colin Pierce got a man downfield, and it's Jay Viper.
And Indianapolis they have a huge, I think they have the record for the largest comeback in SFL history. And for a win, so they have it in them to make those comebacks. They can score points in volume when the pressure's on. They've proven that before. So, minute 52, it may feel like it's over, but they're not giving up here. Is already past midfield here, Demond.
At Carolina's 39-yard line, 3-step drop here by Pierce. Pierce dump it off here to Brad Jones. Jones is going to pick up 6 yards there on the play. That pass will be intercepted by Carolina. They take it right back. And it was Davidson Joseph this time.
Yeah, that's what they needed. And Davidson Joseph, electric corner, has worked his way up the Carolina depth chart and has been their cornerstone cornerback one for a few seasons now, and in here to help close this game out for the Skyhawk.
And Carolina's basically going to try to run this clock out, force Indianapolis to call timeouts. Going to go pass play here. Don't step out of bounds.
What are you doing?
Give it to the defense what they want.
And you're going to need to get the first down. Indianapolis has the 2 timeouts, so you're going to have to move the chains, and you just did Indianapolis a huge favor running out of bounds.
Let's go. 2nd and 9 from 30-yard line.
Underneath the center, 2nd and 9. Carolina's 30, handoff here to the fullback. He picks up 5. Torn ACL for Ed Williams.
Ouchie. Yeah, came down awkwardly on that slide, trying to recover that onside kick, and put his body on the line and paid the price in this game.
I can't remember who it was, but there was a quarterback with that he didn't know how to slide, so they sent him and had him trained with some baseball players to teach him how to slide, and the guy just can't slide. Still couldn't.
Well, you think as a quarterback, that's a pretty important skill, unless you want to get your head taken off every week.
That's who it was. Yeah, it was Michael Vick. He didn't know how to slide as a quarterback, so they sent him to. I want to say this was when he was with Philadelphia. Andy Reid wanted him to slide, if he left the pocket. And he said, "Okay, well, we're gonna send you over to the Phillies. They're gonna teach you how to slide." Like,
It's Michael Vick running the ball. I don't know if I'd want to teach him how to slide. I'd just tell him to take off running. I'm okay with that.
And Carolina punts it back to Kanye Rockefeller. Rockefeller is hit and tackled and brought down at the 26-yard line. 4th quarter, 1 minute and 12 seconds left here on the clock.
I think we're going to see Indianapolis continue to attack these backups for the Skyhawks, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see Colin Pierce try to wipe the slate clean and ignore that last interception and come out slinging again.
Three wide receiver set here, 2-step drive, gets pressured. There's another shot right down the middle of the field, and that's to his wide receiver, Ryan Roosevelt, his number 1 guy.
Yeah, really benefiting from these backups being on the field. Roosevelt, to this point, had really been shut down.
There is Jones, and Jones going to pick up 5 yards. Before that reception by Roosevelt, he only had 10 yards through the air, and that was his 2nd reception. Total of 33 yards now.
Time to huddle up. They've got some time here to really design something. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe they just called 2 or even 3 plays in the huddle there. I expect to see some hurry up here now with Indianapolis not having any timeouts remaining.
Colin Pierce underneath the center takes a 3-step drop. There's another shot to Roosevelt, and Roosevelt's spin moves get down to the 22-yard line. 41 seconds and ticking. Spiked it right there by Colin Pierce.
Okay, so yeah, the elected strategy was to go for the big play and then quickly get in a spike it situation so they can get back in the huddle. So that they've drawn up that post play a couple times to Roosevelt. It'd be interesting to see if they feel like let's go 3 for 3 here and try to hit a post again, because 22 yards is about pay dirt for that deep post.
Here's Pierce going through the progression, throws to the top of the field. Roosevelt first down to the 8.
Yeah, and that's a nice XZ deep outs and 12-yard gain there for Roosevelt again. Finally getting a chance to highlight their wide receiver 1 with that weak coverage out there with these backups out for the Skyhawk.
Goal line situation here for Indianapolis at the 8-yard line. 3-3 defense is Carolina. 3 wide receivers set.
Banfield on the inside might be open. Where's the PI? Where's the flag?
Wow. Yeah, there was a little hold up there.
I guess these refs are just trying to get out of here, Damon. I mean, that was egregious in my opinion. But straight up hit the receiver, and I don't think the ball was even there yet. But
Yeah,
gonna play on.
It was after 5 yards. You cannot make any contact with the receiver after 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. There's another one. They did not call PI on that one either, but it looks like there was a pass off there to the secondary, and Banfield
that
just
one was
dropped
closer
out.
than the last one. That was a little more bang bang. That was a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was pretty good coverage. Banfield, yeah, that looked like it was bang bang. King Seed got there at just the right time, right as the ball got there.
Third and goal here for Colin Pierce and the Indianapolis Ramblers at the 8-yard line. 27 seconds left here on the clock. Carolina has one of the stingiest defense here in the SFL. Coming out in a 2-bump set here. Everybody got a hand on somebody, and that pass was almost intercepted. It was deflected away and hit 2 players for Carolina.
Yeah, and I thought that was great execution by the Carolina defense. They just manned up. You're not going to beat us here, and good job of executing by the second unit of the Skyhawks.
No opportunity for a first down here. Only a touchdown can save this drive. 4th and goal here for Carolina and Colin Pierce. Take a 3-step drive, goes to the end zone, back into the end zone. There's a reception. They're going to give him the touchdown to Jay Viper.
Yeah, and everybody got caught with their eyes in the backfield, and Jay Viper able to squeeze his way in, little skinny post, and Colin Pierce able to find him in the back of the end zone.
This may be a booth review here. I don't think he's got both feet in. And the booth is not going to review it. And Indianapolis is going to go for 2 here. But yeah, I don't think he got both feet in. They're just going to let him have it here. I think every touchdown should be reviewed. Dump off to Brad Jones, and he goes nowhere, right back to the original line of scrimmage.
I like what they were trying to do, Indianapolis, by bunching up the 3 wide receivers to the left and then running Brad Jones out to the flats to the right. What I didn't like is that he curled off that route. If maybe he had kept going to the sideline and kept that forward momentum, he probably would have had a better chance of scoring there. So just a little bit out of position there, but I like the idea from the Ramblers trying to get to 2 points.
I absolutely agree with you there. I believe he does pick up that the 2 points. He stays outside. Onside kick does not go the Ramblers' way. Carolina receives the, convert the onside kick and look for the victory formation here coming up from the Skyhawks. And there's the kneel there from the backup quarterback, Jamison Klein. And Carolina's going to come out here with the victory.
Yeah, gonna move to 5-6, Demond, on the season, and if they can win out, mathematically Carolina is not eliminated from the playoff picture yet. So they did what they needed to do here. They got the win. They kept themselves in the playoff picture. They're gonna need to come out next week and get another win if they want to keep themselves in the picture. But overall, Carolina's defense, I think that's something they can build upon, regardless of how this season ends up for them. They found something with their defense. Need to put some things together on offense, but really, really exciting to see how this playoff picture is going to shape out for them. They've always kind of been on the wrong side of fortune, and maybe this season some things can shake out and they get on the right side of it for once. But heck of a defensive performance. It was a collective effort from the defense to come out and really give the offense the ability to put up those 23 points. Carolina, I think, started in Indianapolis field territory like 4 times in this ball game. So their defense did a great job creating turnovers. As you see one there from Monte Wyatt, one of those opportunities on the Indianapolis side of the field. So Carolina executed perfectly on defense here tonight. Did enough for their offense to put up the points, and that's why they got the 23-13 victory.
Yeah, I agree with you. They did an outstanding job defensively, Carolina, that is, only allowing Brad Jones a total of 21 yards total. 8 on the ground and 13 through the air. Oh, no, my bad. I'm looking at his receptions. So that's a total. He had a total of 59 yards total. 8 on the ground and 51 through the air for Brad Jones. And Brad Jones, this, as you stated earlier in the opening statement, that this offense rose through Brad Jones. And we did see that today, and he just couldn't get anything going because this defense was just swarming all over the field, especially when during the run game.
Yeah, and once they neutralized Jones, it really allowed like Carolina's defense to kind of get confident, and they were slowly able to shift their focus from Brad Jones to Colin Pierce. Colin Pierce threw 4 interceptions today, 35 of 51. Carolina forced Indianapolis into being a one-dimensional team, and then at that point they just started keying off. And again, it was a fantastic defensive performance from the Skyhawks here today.
That it was. Here comes the player of the game. It's Matt South. I don't see it could have been anyone else but Matt with the performance he had today. Outstanding performance. 90.7 QBR.
And it just enough. Didn't necessarily light up the scoreboard, but you don't always need that when your defense shows up like they did here today. South, well deserved. Did just enough to keep his team in it. Made the right choices all game long. Not a bad decision for player of the game.
Well, hey everybody, my name is Devon Simmons. I was your play-by-play commentator today, and the guy next to me is
Steven Hacker. I want to thank you all for joining us for this Week 13 SFL action.
See you when we see you. Peace.